Hello and welcome to my kitchen. I'm Judith, and today I'm going to do a fettuccine Alfredo with Caesar salad. For dessert, I was contemplating a creme brulee, but dinner's already going to be so rich, I decided on a simple yogurt and fruit dish with some absolutely wonderful dark chocolate balsamic vinegar. A lot of people aren't used to putting vinegar on their dessert, but this is absolutely divine. And I did get it from a little shop nearby. I don't think there's many of the stores around, but I love their products. It's from a store called All of This and More, OT&M. This is not a paid promotion at all. I just absolutely love their products. I will promote them if I use them in my recipes. So to get started, what we need to do for our Caesar salad, and of course we do have some lovely French bread, we are going to make some croutons. So we're going to chop up a little bit of that into cubes and make some croutons, just olive oil and some herbs, and toast it in the oven. Then of course we have to crisp up our bacon and clean our prawns and get the skewers ready. We do have to stoke the skewers. I do have metal skewers, but these fit better into my grill pan. So let me get started and I'll see you again in a minute. So these are our bread cubes ready for the oven, just to become croutons for our Caesar salad. So just drizzled them with a little bit of extra virgin olive oil and sprinkled them with some herbs, basil, oregano, thyme. If you could sprinkle a little bit of Parmesan cheese on them. I prefer them without, because there will be Parmesan cheese in the salad anyway. So now we're just waiting for the oven to come up, and then we're going to toast them and make them nice and crunchy. For our salad dressing, we're going to use mayonnaise, and pick a good brand, well, whichever you prefer. I would make my own at this point, but I have done that before, and for convenience, purchase some mayonnaise, which I'm rapidly running out of here. Okay, so I'm going to use about half a cup. Now we're going to put in a teaspoon and half a teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce. Now, and this is to taste, so if you want a little more in, by all means go ahead. If you don't want that much in, don't put that much in. But put a little bit in and taste it and decide whether you need more or not. And then about a teaspoon of Dijon mustard. And again, you can adjust that. I'm going to do about a quarter teaspoon of garlic powder. Now most recipes say chopped garlic cloves, but I find the powder works better. You don't end up biting into a chunk of clove if you missed breaking them up enough. And then we want the juice of half a lemon, and squeeze it through your hand so you're not getting pits in there. Or use a juicer into another bowl and take the pits out before you put it in. If you want to use bottled lemon juice, it is about a tablespoon of lemon juice. Stir. Actually, a whisk would work better here. Excuse my fingers, but they are clean. I've already washed my hands about 4 times. Paste here. Then we want just a little bit of salt and pepper in there. So just a pinch of salt. And a touch of ground pepper. And again, same as with the garlic, I prefer the ground pepper, powdered pepper, to freshly ground in a pepper mill, because you might bite into a fairly large chunk of pepper, and you're not going to like that. No one wants that. Okay, let's have Okay. Now, that is good. The mustard and the lemon are very prominent. The Worcestershire sauce is kind of in the background, a little hum. And just taste the garlic in there. So now we're going to add Parmesan cheese, grated Parmesan cheese. And that's about half a cup. And just mix it in. And let everything marinate together. And again, Parmesan is a little on the salty side, so you don't want to add too much salt. So we cover that and put it in the fridge until we are ready for it. Alright, if you've been paying attention, you can tell me what I forgot to add to my Caesar dressing. The anchovy paste. So you want about half a teaspoon of that. Normally you would use whole canned anchovies, but if you don't have a use for the rest of the can, because you're only going to use one, maybe 2 fillets, and the rest is going to go in the fridge. So anchovy paste is very handy, although didn't realize my tube was so thin. Yeah, there we go. Only about a half a teaspoon, which is pretty much all I had left. And there's our finished croutons, just fresh out of the oven, nice and brown. That takes about 15 minutes. Crunchy, toasty, and delicious. Okay, for our Caesar salad, obviously we need romaine lettuce. Break some leaves off. Now, if any of the outside leaves are older or limp, just, toss them. They're not what you want. This is actually not a bad romaine. Most of the leaves are good. And I am going to cut the ends off. Cut in about inch wide slices. Get rid of the bottom bits. Wash it well and dry it, and then put it in your bowl. And actually, you might want to chop a little smaller than that. Just do a crossways chop as well. So yeah, give it a good wash, dry it, and we're ready to go. So romaine is in the salad bowl, and we're going to break our bacon into it. These bacon bits. We don't want to do too much in advance because the dressing will wilt the leaves and the croutons will get soft. So at this point we're just going to do the bacon bits and wait until it's almost ready, almost time to serve. So for my prawns, I do peel them. Now you do want to butterfly them and remove the vein. I'm fortunate my grocery store does that for me. Well, for all their customers really. But because sometimes prawns can have a bit of a funky flavor, I like to marinate them in about a teaspoon of sweet chili sauce. Thai sweet chili sauce. And peel them, give them a rinse, and just toss them in the chili sauce and then put them in the fridge till I want them. And I do leave the tails on. I mean, that's personal preference just for presentation. You can take that off if you want. So a little tip when you're skewering your prawns, if you want to keep them nice and flat, I skewer at the tail end first, and I do all of them, and then I put the skewer down, flatten out my prawns, take another skewer and just push it through all the prawns. Like so. And then give them some breathing space between. Just move them a little bit. I almost missed that one. But it'll be okay because it's attached there. Okay. There we go. So now we have 2 skewers of prawns, 6 prawns each, and the pan is heating. Oh, and just a little note, save the lemon that you squeezed into the Caesar dressing, because you can use that to disinfect your board. Just cut it so that you can rub it across the board and then rinse the board off. Lemon is a wonderful disinfectant. So our prawns have taken about 2.5 minutes aside, and they are beautiful and perfect, nice and charred. And we're just going to take them off the skewers and put them on top of our fettuccine. As usual, in my intro, I left out a few ingredients, especially the ones for the Alfredo sauce. So, got almost a 1/4 cup of butter there. We need some fresh grated nutmeg and some sliced onion. This is the base flavors for your fettuccine. So when the butter melts, we are going to put the onion in and let it infuse the butter. So we have this on a very low heat. We don't want it to brown. We just want the butter to melt, and then we want the onion to flavor it. So this will take a while. I will be back in a bit. Now that our butter is melted, we're going to add our onion. And just a few onion slices. And just let those infuse the butter. That takes about 5 minutes. And we have started our pasta. Give that a little bit of a swish. And secret to pasta, once you have it cooking, once you have it in the boiling water, add some olive oil. Just about a tablespoon. That will keep it from sticking. Okay, now that our onions have infused into the butter, we are going to take the onions out. They are not needed. We just want a little bit of their flavor. A little bit there. I think we got it all. Now we pour in the cream. And it's 250 mils of heavy cream. And be ready with your Parmesan cheese, because that will go in next. So before we put the Parmesan in, we need to bring this up to a foam. Like a real good foamy boil. So this is the critical point. You don't want to burn or curdle your milk, but you do need to get it doing this nice foamy kind of boil before you add your Parmesan. So you want to have your pasta already mostly cooked. You're going to add about a half a cup of Parmesan and your stir. And you're going to take your, there it is, nutmeg and grate in just a few grates of fresh nutmeg. I know it sounds weird, but nutmeg is the classic and main flavor. Now you may need more Parmesan, so at this point you're going to reduce the heat because you don't want to burn things, and make sure you have extra Parmesan on hand. Of course you want extra Parmesan on hand for your Caesar salad too, so hopefully we have enough. Let's check our pasta here. It's close, but not quite. Now you do want to do this in a non-stick pan. Otherwise you're going to have cheesy stuff stuck on the bottom of your pan. Unless you're very, very good. I think I do need to put some more Parmesan in there. You want it to come out thick. You don't want it to be thin and runny. And the thickness comes from the Parmesan. You get a bit of a taste here. And as always, taste what you're cooking. You don't want to serve it up thinking it's wonderful and finding out you forgot something. That's good. Yep, the cheese just needs to melt a little more. The final touch for the Caesar salad is the dressing and just a light sprinkle of Parmesan on top. And you see in there we have the bacon bits and our lovely crunchy croutons. It's fantastic. So when your Alfredo sauce is to this stage, it's beautiful and foamy and bubbly. Make sure you have enough nutmeg in it. That's good. And it's ready to serve. So we can turn it off and add it to our pasta. Time to add our pasta into our sauce. Or you can do it the other way and pour the sauce all over the pasta. Whichever way you do it, just mix it up good. So, do pasta around, over to the plate, and let go. Ooh, that actually worked pretty good. Next thing we want to do is grate a little bit of nutmeg over the top. Well, not quite the last thing. So a little nutmeg over the top of our pasta. And we must not forget our skewered prawns. Now, as I said, our dessert is going to be a very yummy yogurt and fruit dish with some absolutely amazing chocolate balsamic vinegar. So, if you can't find this, a really good balsamic vinegar will do, but a flavored one, I find that fabulous. So, throwing some washed blackberries. Where'd my knife go? Slice up a few strawberries. And honestly, you don't need any sugar in this. The fruit is sweet. The chocolate flavor in the vinegar gives such a wonderful, wonderful flavor. And you don't need a lot. So, all we're going to do is drizzle about half a teaspoon. And that is dessert. If you want, you could add some whipped cream. But, like I said, it's already a heavy, fatty dinner, even though it doesn't feel like it. So I wanted the dessert to be lighter. So that's fettuccine Alfredo, or the classic version of fettuccine Alfredo, with some grilled prawns to make it even better. And of course we have some garlic toast and Caesar salad. What else would you serve with fettuccine Alfredo? So let's dig in. For the Caesar salad, I did use store-bought mayonnaise today. I would prefer to use my own, but for most people, you don't make your own. I will link the video where I do actually make mayonnaise, but this is really good. And let's get a taste of the Alfredo. Oh, that's so good. I know nutmeg sounds weird, but it is so good. And it is not overpowering. It is wonderful. Let me have a little taste of the prawn here. I so want this prawn. Now that is a dinner you could serve to your boss if you had him over for dinner. Or to your best friend. Or to whoever you wanted to please. So I hope you liked the video. Please, please give it a like. I'd appreciate it if you would subscribe. Share the video with someone you think might like it. It's not really hard to do. There's just a couple of tricks, like making sure that you wait till things get to the right stage before you take them off the heat, and not letting them go beyond that. I appreciate everyone that watches my videos, everyone that has subscribed, everyone that likes it, shares it. You're all wonderful. Thank you very much, and I'll be back soon with another video.